Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Our people say a pot that boils soup of poison for its neighbor forgets that its own mouth will test it first. They said Igbimo Agba Giesi rules that Igbi broke seclusion law. This is another completely different entity with their own verdict. They have come back with their own guilty verdict that Igbi actually broke seclusion law. Demand that they approve immunity removal as final verdict. This is, in fact, this is getting even more serious than we thought. But before I go on with this very information, I'm going to talk to you about who this Igbimo Agba Giesi is. Now, Igbimo Agba Giesi is a council of elders of the Giesi ruling house, okay? In the traditional Yoruba royal system, especially in Ile-Ife, the cradle of the Yoruba people, the kingship rotates among different ruling houses. One of the most prestigious of these ruling lineages is the Giesi ruling house, from which the current Oba, that is Kabiyesi, comes from. The Igbimo Agba Giesi is therefore the council composed of the most senior princes, titled elders, and highly respected family head. Omo Oba Agba, they call them that as well. Omo Oba Agba of the Giesi dynasties, that is what they call them. They are direct custodian of the royal heritage of the Giesi house. They are not palace staff or political chief, but blood royals, descendant of, past Onis who bear the sacred responsibility of safeguarding the dignity, laws, and tradition of their lineage. Okay, now they too, they have come with their own verdict. They said, you see, Igbi, they said Igbi broke seclusion laws. It's not a small thing, no. Now, where is this one coming from? Another evidence that surfaced while they were investigating all of this was something that happened a long time ago. I don't think I did that story on this vlog because I wasn't even sure. I was not sure. You remember when Kabiyesi had gone for seclusion the other time? That, after seclusion, you remember when he came back, he now gathered all of them and he was telling them what Queen Naomi did, how Queen Naomi was inside struggling to go out, but others were outside struggling to come in. All those things that, it made a lot of people angry and also made Queen Naomi angry. Everybody was wondering what was going on, what is going on. Kabiyesi doesn't talk like this, so we don't know Kabiyesi to be this person, no. Why is Kabiyesi talking like this now? What is going on? That was what everyone was asking. We didn't know that something had happened, no. They said, that place where Kabiyesi went for that seclusion is a very sacred grounds. It is a sacred place. See, they have a lot of sacred areas in Ile-Ife. They have different groves, and some of these groves are sacred. Like, you do not go there. You do not enter. They have custodians, different custodians. One thing about Ifa religion, okay, just like other religion, they have people who have dedicated themselves that I want to serve Ifa. I want to help to protect humanity and all of that. And one thing I want to also bring here is that, life is all about understanding, okay? Some things, we dare not even talk about them because we don't have the understanding. Just as you are Christian, the other person is Muslim, the other person is Hindu, the other person is different religion. You have some they call Sagrum, Alhaji, and all of that. They believe in what they believe in. And one thing that is fair in life is that people are entitled to believe in whatever they want to believe in, okay? And so when you sit back and you're trying to judge them, okay, you don't know, okay? But a lot of this religion that you see, it's all about, the unity, justice, accountability, and all of that. They just want human beings to live in peace, right? Some of them. So now they have people, like most of this group you see, they have custodians who are taking care of them. As they are giving birth to children, children are growing. They have children that are dedicated to grow up. They already know that this child is going to be an Ifa custodian, this child, then they begin to assign them when they are ready. Now, that seclusion area is a very, very sacred area. People don't go there. You don't go there. What are you going to go and look for now? It don't like say you there now. You say you want enter the house, the place where they keep a crowd. Wait till they carry you go there. You won't go do wait till you keep there. So they say they found 2 men. That last time that Kabiyesi went for that seclusion, that they caught 2 men around that seclusion area, inside that bush where he entered. Remember where they led him to, he now entered. And he went there where he went. They say they caught 2 men there. When they caught them, interrogating them, they now found out that according to them, they were passing. They were not going to Kabiyesi. They were not going there. They were actually passing. They were making their way to a place where they are supposed to go and get ritual material. But they indicted Igbi. Now, you know that these are very serious stuff, so they did not give detail. I don't go into all of this kind of serious things because especially when you know say na proko, and that's why I continue to tell you people these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media. No be me talk am, all right? They say they caught this man there, that they indicted Igbi. Now they did their traditional investigation and all of that. Whatever they found, they never said what they found, why these men were there and all of that. And now these Gise people, the Igbimo Agba Giesi, they found Igbi again guilty of seclusion, desecration. Okay. They found her guilty, and they are, any verdict you bring, all of this organization, if you bring any verdict, you make your recommendation. And what is their recommendation? Their recommendation is not cleansing and reintegration. Their recommendation is in immunity removal. This is what is going on, Dela, right? It is not a small something. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dela Ram. I bring you fresh and spicy gist from the sources, still on the royals. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. Share my people. If you're here to subscribe, kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys so much. I love you. Happy weekends. Dela Right, I love you guys. Okay. Now, they say when the Ooni of Ife goes into spiritual retreat, especially during period meant to renew his spiritual essence, fortify the kingdom, and commune with the ancestor, it is a time regarded with utmost sanctity. During such period, even palace workers tread with heightened caution. Certain areas become completely off limit. Not even the most senior chief would dare to wander close to the secluded grounds. Lest they violate protocol that have been in place since the days of Oduduwa. It was in the heart of such a sacred period that the scandal involving Igbi began to unfold. Igbi, of course, had been, called out for a lot of things, but this one was one thing that shocked everyone. It started quietly. Palace guard carrying out routine checks around the perimeters of the shrine where the Ooni was observing seclusion, stumbled upon a group of men. These were not just ordinary men. They were young spiritual attendants, some known around the palace for moving charms and spiritual items for various oloris. When they were apprehended, they appeared nervous, clearly frightened. Initially, they claimed they were merely passing through to go collect certain spiritual accessories for ritual being arranged for Igbi. But when probed deeper, they were inconsistent, under questioning, bits and pieces of the truth started spilling out. Some admitted outright that they had been sent by Igbi to make sure certain spiritual arrangements were completed in their favor. They were not supposed to be anywhere near the shrine area where the Ooni himself was in deep seclusion. In fact, it was a forbidden space for anyone who was not part of it, especially, knowing how consecrated that whole place was supposed to be. Word of the arrest spread quickly through the palace corridor. The gravity of what had happened could not be overstated. This was not just a casual trespass. The men had been caught behind the very shrine ground, disrupting the delicate spiritual atmosphere at the time the king was renewing covenant that tied the entire kingdom to peace and prosperity. And they did not take this lightly. And now, when all of this investigation started, okay, the Igbimo Giesi did not reach their conclusion lightly. They spent 2 days in close deliberation, consulting both historical precedents and the divination provided by palace priests. By the end of the second day, their verdict was clear. Igbi had violated the sacred laws of seclusion, not necessarily by stepping there herself, but by orchestrating activities that invaded the sanctity of the Ooni's private spiritual retreat. In their view, this was an even more an insidious breach because it attempted to manipulate spiritual forces right at the door of the kingdom's power. And so they have made a recommendation that Igbi be, immunity be removed. So most of these investigations are coming back and they are recommending immunity removal. It doesn't look like there is even a chance, as in a slight chance, for this not to happen to these Oloris. They say Igbi cried and cried and cried. And right now, you know that the only thing you have is to beg. It's not to say, I did not do it or I did not know. Ignorance is not even an excuse, right? And so they said this is exactly what is going on right about now in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.